Okay, welcome back. Leading on from last week's instalment where we made the homemade pasta dough, we are going to be using the dough that we made and we are going to be making a Pappardelle Amatriciana. So the ingredients that we're going to be using today are some prosciutto, some garlic, some chili, some red onion, butter, some wild rocket and some parmesan for garnish, some parsley, some white wine and some Napoli sauce. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to start to roll out the pasta dough. Okay, so let's start rolling out our pasta. This is the pasta that we made the other day, in the other episode. So we're just going to flatten this out a little bit by hand first. And then we're going to run the rolling pin over it. Okay, so when we're using the pasta machine, always make sure that we use it on the largest setting first. And we'll just start running it through. Run that through a few times. And then we take it down. By doing this, we're knocking out all of the air pockets. Okay, making sure that we keep a nice coating of flour on the pasta. What we're going to do now is cut it in half. Then we're going to lower the setting again. You almost want it to the thinness of a piece of paper. You can just start to see now it's starting to be a little bit transparent against the light. You can almost see my fingers through it. So we'll knock it down one more setting. And then we'll do the same with the second piece. We'll just return that to the setting that we had before. Okay, so we have our 2 sheets of pasta. Now, what I usually do is trim the excess at the ends up. Like this one. And then what we'll do, we're going to add our pasta cutting attachment to the machine. We're just going to run the pasta through. And there we have our fresh pasta. That's ready to be cooked now. We'll just make a little nest and we'll do the same with this. So what we need to do now is cook it and make the sauce. So if you follow me, we'll get that sorted now. Okay, so we have a pan of boiling water here, so we're just going to season that up with a bit of salt, ready for our pasta when we cook it. So let's get on to the sauce. So we've got our non-stick frying pan, so we're just going to put some of the butter in there. Once that's melted, we'll add the rest of the ingredients. Once the butter's melted, we're going to add our red onion, our chili, our garlic, and we're just going to saute this off. If you don't want to use butter to saute it off, you can always use some olive oil. Now we'll add our prosciutto. You can either use pancetta or bacon, depending on what you have available or what you can get at the shops. We're just going to fry that up a little bit and get that nice meaty flavour. Okay, so at this point we're going to add a bit of cracked black pepper. And just a pinch of salt, because the meat will be salty already, so you don't want to overdo it with that. Next thing, we're going to add the white wine. And then we're just going to leave that to boil away and reduce by about half. Okay, so as you can see, the wine is reduced by about half. So next thing we're going to add is our Napoli. Stir that in. So we're just going to bring those both together. And then we're going to add the rest of the butter and some of the parsley. And that should give it a nice, with the butter, should give it a nice rich flavour. If you wanted to, you could chop some cherry tomatoes and chuck those in as well, just to give it a bit more body. Alright, so we're just going to let that tick over now while we cook off our pasta. So pasta into the boiling water, probably for about 2 minutes. Making sure we give that a stir up so it doesn't stick together. Just turn this down a little bit now. And just let that simmer away. When it comes to checking your pasta to see if it's cooked, just grab a little piece, break it off if you can. And that'll tell you if it's cooked if you taste it. Once the pasta's cooked, add it to the sauce. Okay. So we're just going to leave that for a couple of seconds and then we're going to go over there and plate up. So follow me and we'll put it all together. Okay, so once we've finished our pasta dish, what we're going to do real quickly is make up our garnish. So we're going to use some wild rocket, some freshly shaved parmesan or grana padano, and a little drizzle of olive oil. Toss that together. Then we'll plate. Of the sauce over the top. And we're going to finish by putting some of the rocket top. With this one. Now it's up to you guys, but I like to finish with a little bit of reduced balsamic, just to add a little bit of sweetness to it. And there we have it. Tagliatelle Amatriciana. I hope you enjoyed this episode and we'll see you next time.